Assalamu alaikum, dear students of class 10th. Welcome to all of you. Dear students, we will start now your classes through online system because due to pandemic of COVID-19 all schools are closed. So I hope that you might have memorized it and got the concept and clear the concept of the lessons or chapters or the units which we have already learned. It was a section first, and there were two units of the section first. That the first was the rise of nationalism in Europe. It was consisted of near about 6 lessons. And the second was nationalism in India. It was also near about 4 lessons. It was so 10 lessons we have completed in this section, in section first unit and second unit. Now after that we have decided during the March that we will start now we will learn now this geography, but the schools were closed. Now we will start the same. We will learn this history textbook, that is the section 2. This includes the livelihood, economies and societies. This is the second section of this of your textbook, of your this what I mean to say, that subject history textbook, your history textbook is section second. The name of this very lesson is, the first lesson is the making of a more global world. The making of a global world is the name of the lesson. So the making of a global world, what this means, that how the global world emerged, or we can say the how the globalization emerged. We can say how what is the historical perspective of the global world, in making of the global world. So there are two aspects of this global world. First, we will understand what the global world means. The world is now a globe. What this globe means, or the global world, what this means, that in this time we can easily understand it, that at whom we interact, we interact, or we call, we watch each and every country's news at home. We can interact with any relative or any friend at home by sitting at home. So interconnection, or it close interlinked with the rest of the world, interconnected or interlinked, worldwide interconnection, interaction of this world with each and other is known as globalization. So this modern world, there are two aspects of this global world, or we can say the global world or globalization. Number one is the modern world, and second is the pre-modern world. This pre-modern world, or this modern world, the era or the period in which we are running this time is the modern world. But before that there was a pre-modern world. So at that time we can also say that world was at the we have to actually to understand that what was the historical perspective of the global world. So this modern world, we understand it that due to the advancement or advance of science and technology, we are interacting, or we are interconnected with each and every country, with the rest of the world. India is interlinked with the economically with the each and every country. We can say China or Pakistan or any Asian with Asian or African countries. So, but before this modern world, what is the ancient history of this global world, or the pre-modern world? Dear students, they it was also at that very time it was also interconnected with each other by the means of trade, by means of migration, by means of movement in search of work. So the people were trading with rest of the world, especially these Asian countries were um, trading with the rest of the world. So this was the first main point, that people interacted with each other, interconnected, where these countries were interconnected with each other or interlinked with each other. So this by the means of trade or by means of migration, the people were migrating from one place to another place. Hmm? At the same time, for various purpose, or the people were moving from one place to another place in search of work or in search of food. Hmm? So, how it happened? This happened in the ancient times by the travelers, or by traveling travelers and traders, priests, pilgrims. So that these travelers, the traders, priests, pilgrims, they were moving from one place to another place for seeking of knowledge, for seeking opportunity, for spiritual fulfillment, or many other purpose. So at the same time, they carried their goods, they carried their money, they carried their values, they carried their skills, they carried their ideas, inventions, etc., etc. So the reason is that here the point is that they the people were interacting with each other. So by the means of traders, or we can say these travelers or priests, pilgrims, but at the same time they were interacting with each other, but they carried something that was their values, their social, their culture, their tradition. So this tradition or this culture or this religion was also carried from one place to another place when they were interacting with each other. This religion, their values, their food habits, their style of eating, their style of dressing, each and everything was interacted, was carried. So even the crops, food habits, this also was carried, or this they were implemented there. For example, in Kashmir, Shahi Hamdan came here. Um, who was a great scholar of Islam, came here for preaching purpose. But at the same time, he bought the culture, the skill or the crafts here at the same time besides the Islam. So at the same time, when the Asian countries interacted with each other, they transfer their culture, they transfer their values, they transfer their traditions. So this is the historical perspective of the pre-modern world, or we can say this is the historical perspective in making of the modern world, especially the pre-modern world. Dear students, hope you might have understood this. This was the first first subtopic of this chapter, that was the pre-modern world, and second will be inshallah tomorrow, the Silk Route link the world. Hope you will get the concept and you will remain in touch with your studies. Assalamu alaikum.